How's it going everyone, this is the Canadian lad, and today's video is a brand new addition to the series where I watch MCU movies in 0.25x speed. I asked you guys to vote for what movie should I watch for this series, and almost 2/3 of votes went in favor of Doctor Strange. So without any further ado, I'm gonna give you 15 new details that I found while watching Doctor Strange in 0.25x speed. Number 1. The time and date of Strange's accident. A close-up of Steven's watch reveals that the timepiece was set to Tuesday, February 2 at just a little over 5:15. This seems to indicate that his car crash, which would have likely stopped the watch, took place on Groundhog Day. This is a nod at Bill Murray's 1993 film Groundhog Day, which features a time loop similar to the one that Doctor Strange executes in his battle against Dormammu at the end of the film. This is probably one of the best Easter eggs in the movie that foreshadowed the ending of the film. Also, try noticing how Marvel made some clever sponsor placement throughout the film. For example, the Lamborghini and Skype logo. Just like that, I gotta thank my sponsor as well, who helped me so much making this video. I'm talking about Raid Shadow Legends, which is an amazing free-to-play game with graphics and story mode that can compete against many major console games. The game is available cross-device, so you can play both on mobile and PC. And as a writer myself, I found the story mode very captivating and unique. Another aspect that I loved about the game is it doesn't expect you to know everything right off the bat. It gives you a proper introduction to everything with in-game tutorials and instructions. Also, there's a new feature called Battle Pass that lets you win amazing rewards, including free energy refills, gems, and even champions by completing daily or weekly challenges. If you play this game, you can find me under the name The Canadian Lad and join my clan so we can play together. So follow the special links from description right now, and if you're a new player, you will receive 100,000 silver, 50 gems, 1 energy refill, and 1 free champion adjudicator. All of your rewards will be waiting for you right here when you log in for the next 30 days, so hurry up. Good luck and I'll see you there. Number 2. Steven's watch collection. Stephen Strange was filthy rich at the beginning of the film, but so was Tony Stark in the MCU. But we have never gotten any scene showing a massive expensive watch collection of Tony Stark, probably because he has no fixation on collecting expensive watches. But in case of Strange, there's an intended 5 seconds close-up shot at all his watches, foreshadowing once again that time is indeed going to play an integral part during the climax of the film. Number 3. Doctor Strange has already received an award for spinal fusion that he has been working on.
Look, I'm fusing transected spinal cords. I'm stimulating neurogenesis in the central nervous system. The work I'm doing is going to save thousands for years to come. I'm talking tonight at a neurological society dinner. Come with me.
Just before he gets ready for his speech at a neurological society dinner, we get a quick glimpse at the award that proves he has already been recognized for his work in this field. Number 4. Ancient One's hoodie covering a huge spoiler at the beginning of the film. The movie begins by showing Caecilius killing the librarian and stealing a page from the book of Cagliostro. He and his disciples are then confronted by the Ancient One. She traps them all in the mirror dimension, but notice how she never takes off her hoodie. It's because anyone who is actively drawing power from the dark dimension gets a mystic symbol on their forehead, and while inside the mirror dimension, Ancient One was drawing power from the dark dimension. Hence, she must have had a similar symbol on her forehead, but we don't get to see it because of the hoodie, and that's why Caecilius calls Ancient One a hypocrite just as she uses her connection to the dark dimension. You may ask, why don't we see the same symbol on her forehead when she taught Strange about the mirror dimension? Well, the answer is easy. As long as you don't draw power from dark dimension, you're not necessarily going to have the same symbol. Number 5. Dormammu's voice. Many people are still unaware of the fact that Benedict Cumberbatch himself did the voiceover for Dormammu. Cumberbatch is also known for his dynamic range of voices that he's capable of doing. For example, this small clip from the Graham Norton show shows us just how versatile Benedict Cumberbatch is.
So, Miranda, is your heart beating faster? Slower than before?
Number 6. The forbidden fruit metaphor. When Stephen Strange messes with the Eye of Agamotto, he eats an apple while discovering the abilities of the Time Stone, and then he experimented on the same apple to see how it works. He didn't stop only experimenting with an apple. He went ahead and was almost in touch with the dark dimension. Strange was forbidden to perform that ritual, just like Adam and Eve were forbidden to eat fruits from the Tree of Knowledge. It's genius that they used an apple as a metaphor to portray that Doctor Strange was doing something forbidden. Number 7. Doctor Strange remained in a time loop for an extremely long period of time. Whenever Dormammu killed him, he would again come back from a previous time period. During this, we see that Strange uses different spells to defend himself from Dormammu. Since Dormammu has too much ego and arrogance, he is not someone who would bow down and accept his defeat just after 10 or 15 tries in a place that is timeless. This fight must have gone for years in the timeless dimension, and since practice makes a man perfect, Doctor Strange had so much training he could hope to have in a lifetime. Hence, he elevated to the level of Sorcerer Supreme so quickly. Number 8. The Butterfly Effect. At the start of Strange's first crazy and mind-bending trip through the multiverse, suddenly he sees a butterfly flying around in space. He touches it and gets rocketed back on a high-speed journey through time, space, and probably some places in between. It was a nice literal interpretation of the butterfly effect, that one tiny decision can change everything moving forward. The theory is that a butterfly flapping its wings on the east coast of the US changes the currents of the wind, and as it builds, leads to a tsunami in Japan. The first touch of a butterfly is indeed Stephen Strange's first step towards accepting the larger world around him, leading to his eventual mastery of the mystic arts. Number 9. The Avengers Tower. When Caecilius attacked New York Sanctum for the second time, Doctor Strange trapped him in the mirror dimension, where we get a glimpse at the Avengers Tower with a big blue A in it. The building appeared once again in Spider-Man Far From Home, even though it's no longer associated with the Avengers. More on this in a different video. Number 10. The book that Stan Lee is reading is no other than The Doors of Perception by Aldous Huxley. It's one of the best Easter eggs in a Marvel movie, because that book is fundamental in the creation of the world of Doctor Strange comic, and then so as the movie. The book tells Huxley's experiences in the use of psychedelic drugs, so you can draw your own conclusions on how that influenced the franchise. Number 11. Ancient One oversimplifies magic in order to help Stephen Strange learn beyond his ego. She says spells, but if that word offends your modern sensibilities, you can call it a program.
Call the use of this language spells. But if that word offends your modern sensibilities, you can call it a program.
She explains them as programs that run the code of the universe or multiverse, as a matter of fact. She dumbs it down to the level of Strange so he can understand and learn better. Just goes to show how intelligent she is and how well written is her character. Number 12. Just before the end credits began, there was a warning that told the viewers about the harmful effects of distracted driving. It was very weird to find it here without any correlation, but when you get around it, you'll understand what a genius move that was. In the movie, Strange makes quirky comments about how the warning comes after the instructions, which also makes Wong laugh for the first time, by the way.
It's funny.
And here we are after Strange's car crashes in the beginning of the movie, and we're given the warning after the movie has ended. I thought this was one of the most clever Easter eggs in Doctor Strange. Number 13. Reference to Iron Man 2. On the phone call just before Strange's car crash, his colleague Billy is naming off patients Strange could take on. The first one he refers is an Air Force colonel who has crushed his lower spine. This is probably a reference to the soldier that was hurt and almost twisted completely in half in Iron Man 2. Now this reference was pointed out by Thomas McBride, who made a comment on one of my videos, so shout out to Thomas McBride. Number 14. Two references to Pink Floyd. Just before Stephen Strange met with an accident, the song playing in the background was Interstellar Overdrive by Pink Floyd. And again, during the argument between Strange and Christine Palmer, Strange is wearing a Syd Barrett t-shirt. The primary reason behind these subtle callbacks to Pink Floyd is because the band provided the first tribute to Marvel's Sorcerer Supreme by putting an artwork from Doctor Strange comics on the cover of their album, A Saucer Full of Secrets, recorded in 1968. Number 15. Now this has nothing to do with watching Doctor Strange in slow motion, but more to do with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Sam Raimi is rumored to be the new director of Doctor Strange sequel. Raimi is known for his Spider-Man trilogy, and many people still deem Spider-Man 2 as the best Spider-Man movie of all time. Oddly enough, Sam Raimi had made a subtle reference to Doctor Strange in Spider-Man 2 back in 2004.
Hoffman!
Yeah?
What are we gonna call this guy?
Dr. Octopus.
That's crap.
Science Squid?
Crap.
Doctor Strange.
That's pretty good. But it's taken. Wait, I got it. Dr. Octopus.
But I like it.
What are the odds that someone who made a Doctor Strange reference back in 2004 would be in talks to direct the most anticipating movie of Phase 4, Doctor Strange 2, precisely 17 years later? Sam Raimi has shown his ability to direct good comic book films when he's given the creative freedom. What I mean by this, Spider-Man 3 is still regarded as the worst one in the trilogy, and it was mostly because of how Sony interfered and took away Raimi's freedom of making the movie as he wanted. He didn't want three villains to collide in a single movie without any backstory. And if Sony had listened to his ideas, Spider-Man 3 would have been as much as loved as Spider-Man 2. So I have all my trust in Sam Raimi that he will do justice while making Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Anyway, so these are all my new findings after watching Doctor Strange in 0.25x speed. Please remember, I tried my best not to include Easter eggs that are easy to notice or have been found by everyone else. All of these details or Easter eggs that I found are either still not known by everyone or something I thought worth mentioning. And as always, if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up, grab the subscribe button if you're new, and do let me know if you guys noticed something in Doctor Strange that you think others haven't. And also watch these videos where I watched Avengers Endgame and Infinity War in 0.25x speed and found a bunch of new details. Till then, I'll see you lads in the next one.